Emma Harris stood by the kitchen window, watching the grey morning crawl across the small industrial town of Manchester. Outside, a light drizzle painted the streets with a dull shimmer, her hands wrapped around a chipped mug of tea, fingers tracing the worn ceramic surface. At 28, Emma knew what struggle looked like. Her world was a constant battle of survival, a delicate dance between hope and desperation. The tiny apartment felt more like a battlefield than a home. Walls covered with unpaid bills, cupboards with carefully rationed food, and dreams tucked away in the corners of her heart. Every morning began the same way. Before the town fully awakened, Emma would be up, preparing for her first job. Her alarm clock, a battered old thing her mother had given her years ago, would softly beep at 4:30 a.m. She'd move quietly, careful not to wake her younger brother Tom, who slept in the small room next to the kitchen. Tom was everything to her. Since their mother's passing 2 years earlier, Emma had become more than just a sister. She was a guardian, a provider, a beacon of hope. At 16, Tom was in his final year of school, and Emma was determined to ensure he completed his education. Her days were a blur of constant motion. During daylight hours, she worked as a cleaning assistant in a local office building. The work was hard, scrubbing floors, emptying trash bins, wiping down endless surfaces. Her hands, once soft, were now rough and calloused, telling stories of endless work and sacrifice. But the day didn't end there. By evening, she would rush to her second job at a local supermarket, stocking shelves and managing night inventory. Her body ached, but she never complained. Each step was a promise to her brother, a silent commitment to a better future. Money was always tight. Emma calculated every penny, turning small amounts into carefully planned meals: bread, milk, eggs. Basic necessities became luxuries that required strategic planning. She would pack simple sandwiches for Tom's school lunch, ensuring he always had something to eat, even if it meant she would go without. The apartment reflected their modest life. A small second-hand sofa, a rickety dining table, and worn curtains. That had seen better days. But Emma kept everything meticulously clean. Despite their challenges, she believed in dignity and presentation. Tom noticed his sister's exhaustion. He would often try to help, suggesting he could quit school and get a job. But Emma would hear none of it. "Education is your ticket out," she would say, her eyes burning with determination. "You'll have opportunities I never had." Her mother's words echoed in her mind constantly. "Keep moving forward, Emma." Those words had been her lifeline during the darkest moments after her mother's unexpected death. They were a reminder that life, though difficult, was still full of potential. The town around them seemed indifferent to their struggles. Manchester, once a thriving industrial centre, now bore the marks of economic decline. Closed factories, abandoned warehouses, and a sense of faded glory hung in the air. But Emma refused to be defined by these limitations. At night, after her exhausting shifts, she would sit by the window, watching the streetlights flicker. In those quiet moments, she would dream, not of wealth or luxury, but of stability, of a day when Tom could pursue his dreams, when she could breathe without the constant weight of financial worry. Her resilience was her greatest strength. Where others might have broken, Emma bent but never gave up. Each challenging day was another step towards her unspoken goal, a better life for her brother, a chance at something more than mere survival. As the first rays of dawn began to break, through the Manchester sky, Emma finished preparing Tom's lunch, checked her work uniform and took a deep breath. Another day was beginning, another opportunity to push forward, to hope, to fight. Her story was not just about struggle. It was about love, about sacrifice, about the incredible strength that resides in ordinary people facing extraordinary challenges. And so Emma Harris continued her journey, one day at a time. Part 2, The Unexpected Opportunity. The community centre bulletin board had been there for years, but Emma had never really noticed it before. That grey Wednesday morning, something caught her eye. A small yellow poster, advertising free evening classes for job skills and personal development. Emma hesitated. Time was a luxury she could barely afford. Between her two jobs and taking care of Tom, the idea of sitting in a classroom seemed impossible. Her fingers traced the poster's edge, a mix of curiosity and doubt racing through her mind. Tom found her that evening, still standing near the bulletin board. "You should do it," he said, his young face serious beyond his years. "Mum would have wanted you to." Those words, simple yet powerful, became the tipping point. The first class was terrifying. Emma felt like an outsider among younger students, who seemed more confident and tech-savvy. Her hands trembled as she touched the keyboard, years of self-doubt flooding her mind. The computer screen looked like a foreign landscape, filled with mysterious icons and complicated menus. Mr. Williams, the course instructor, was different from what Emma expected. Unlike many who might have overlooked her, he saw something more. An older gentleman with kind eyes and patient demeanor, he noticed Emma's determination beneath her nervous exterior. During the first session, while other students quickly navigated through computer programs, Emma struggled. Her fingers moved awkwardly, her breathing shallow with anxiety. But Mr. Williams didn't laugh or show frustration. Instead, he approached her quietly. "You're doing better than you think," he said softly, pointing out a small task she had completed correctly. Those words were like a lifeline. Emma felt a tiny spark of confidence begin to grow. Each evening became a battle and a blessing. After her exhausting day jobs, Emma would rush to the community center. Some nights, she could barely keep her eyes open. But something inside her, a mixture of hope and desperation, kept her going. Tom became her biggest supporter. He would help her practice computer skills at home, turning their small kitchen table into an impromptu classroom. "You can do this," he would repeat, mirroring the encouragement she had always given him. The course covered basic computer skills, spreadsheets, word processing, simple graphic design. To most, these would seem like mundane abilities, but to Emma they represented something much bigger. Each new skill was a key, potentially unlocking doors that had always been closed to her. Her cleaning job at the office began to change. Slowly, she started helping with simple computer tasks. Her employers noticed her newfound confidence. Where they once saw just a cleaner, they now saw someone with potential. Mr. Williams saw her potential most clearly. During one evening session, he pulled Emma aside. "You have a natural ability," he told her. "You learn differently, more carefully, more thoughtfully than most." His words were not just praise, but a revelation. The other students, initially intimidated by Emma's quiet determination, began to respect her. They saw someone who was truly fighting for every single opportunity, someone who understood the value of learning, in a way they had taken for granted. Financial pressures remained. Each class meant less sleep, more careful budgeting. Emma would often prepare sandwiches for both herself and Tom to save money, ensuring every penny went towards their future. As weeks passed, something remarkable happened. The computer that once terrified Emma became a tool of possibility. Spreadsheets transformed from confusing grids to understandable systems. Word processing became a way to express herself. Her journey was more than learning technical skills. It was about breaking through invisible barriers, challenging the limitations she had unconsciously accepted. Each class was a small rebellion against a system that had often overlooked people like her. Tom watched his sister's transformation with growing pride. The tired, uncertain woman who had started the course was slowly being replaced by someone confident, determined, and full of quiet strength. Emma didn't know what opportunities might come, but for the first time in years, she allowed herself to hope. The community center's evening class was more than an educational program. It was a bridge to a different future. One small step at a time, Emma was rewriting her story. Part 3, Breaking Barriers. The office where Emma worked looked different now. What was once just a cleaning space had become her training ground, a place where her new skills slowly transformed her daily routine. Each computer task she completed was like winning a small battle against her previous limitations. Her colleagues began to notice the change. Sarah, the office manager, first realized Emma was more than just a cleaner when she helped fix a complicated spreadsheet problem. The look of surprise on Sarah's face was something Emma would never forget, a moment of recognition, that went beyond her previous role. Mornings became a delicate dance of preparation. Emma would wake up earlier, spending an extra 30 minutes practicing her computer skills before her cleaning shift. Tom would help her, his young eyes bright with excitement as he showed her shortcuts and techniques he had learned in his school's computer classes. The transformation wasn't just about technical skills. Emma's confidence began to grow. Her shoulders stood a little straighter. Her voice became a bit more steady. The woman who once felt invisible was slowly learning to be seen. At the cleaning job, she started taking on additional responsibilities. Filing became easier. Data entry no longer seemed like a mysterious challenge. Her employers noticed her potential, offering her more administrative tasks alongside her cleaning duties. Financial pressures remained constant, but hope was a powerful motivator. Emma began to see her evening classes as an investment, not just an expense. Every penny saved, every skill learned, was a step towards a better future for herself and Tom. Her brother became her biggest cheerleader. Tom would listen intently as Emma shared her daily achievements, his eyes filled with pride and admiration. "You're changing everything," he would tell her, understanding the weight of her journey more than anyone else. The community center became more than just a classroom. It was a place of transformation, where Emma met other adults fighting similar battles. Some were single parents, others were looking to restart their careers. They formed an unspoken support network, sharing struggles and small victories. Mr. Williams continued to play a crucial role. He saw potential in Emma that she couldn't yet see in herself. During one evening session, he pulled her aside. "You're more capable than you realize," he said, showing her a complex spreadsheet task that most students found challenging. Emma's approach to learning was different from younger students. Where they rushed, she was careful. Where they grew, frustrated, she remained patient. Her life experiences had taught her the value of persistence, a lesson more important than any technical skill. The winter months were particularly challenging. Heating bills increased, work became more demanding, and Tom's school expenses added additional pressure. But Emma's newfound skills began to offer a glimmer of hope. She started looking for better job opportunities, her resume now reflecting her new computer skills. Her cleaning work became more strategic. She would complete her basic tasks quickly, then ask to help with administrative work. Sarah, the office manager, began to see Emma as a valuable team member, not just a cleaning assistant. The transformation wasn't just professional. Emma's entire demeanor changed. The tired, uncertain woman began to disappear, replaced by someone confident and determined. Her eyes, once filled with constant worry, now held a spark of possibility. Tom watched this transformation with growing admiration. He understood the sacrifices his sister was making. Every evening class, every extra hour of practice was a testament to her love and commitment to their family's future. The computer skills opened unexpected doors. Emma began to see job listings that had once seemed impossible. Administrative assistant roles, data entry positions, opportunities that were previously out of reach now seemed within grasp. Her journey was more than just learning technical skills. It was about breaking through invisible barriers, challenging the limitations she had unconsciously accepted. Each small achievement was a victory against a system that had often overlooked people like her. As the winter months passed, Emma realized something profound. Her story was not about surviving, but about truly living. The skills she was learning were more than just technical abilities. They were keys to a different future. One small step at a time, Emma was rewriting her story. The quiet woman who had once felt invisible was slowly becoming unstoppable. Part 4. The Turning Point. The job advertisement seemed to jump off the page. Administrative assistant, local business, full-time, benefits. Emma's heart raced as she read the requirements. 6 months ago, she would have dismissed the posting as impossible. Now something inside her whispered, "Try." Her hands shook while filling out the application. Years of rejection had taught her to expect disappointment. But Mr. Williams's recommendation letter gave her a small spark of hope. He had written about her determination, her careful approach to learning, her remarkable transformation. Tom helped. her prepare for the interview. They spent evenings practicing interview questions in their tiny kitchen. He ironed her only decent blouse, a navy blue thing bought second-hand but carefully maintained. "You've got this," he would repeat more, a prayer than a statement. The morning of the interview arrived with a typical Manchester drizzle. Emma took 3 different buses to reach the company, arriving 30 minutes early. Her palms were sweaty, her heart beating like a drum. She remembered her mother's words, "Believe in yourself, even when nobody else does." The interview room felt like another world. Clean, professional, intimidating. Emma sat straight, her hands folded carefully in her lap. The hiring manager, Mr. Peterson, looked surprised. He had expected another routine interview. "Tell me about yourself," he asked. Emma took a deep breath. Instead of listing skills, she told her story. Not dramatically, but honestly. How she had worked 2 jobs, supported her brother, learned computer skills through evening classes. Her voice was steady, her eyes clear. Mr. Peterson listened differently. Most candidates gave rehearsed answers. Emma gave him something real, a story of determination, of fighting against overwhelming odds. The questions continued. Emma answered carefully, demonstrating her computer skills, her understanding of administrative work. Each response revealed more than just technical ability. It showed her character. Hours felt like minutes. When the interview ended, Emma wasn't sure how she had performed. The familiar weight of uncertainty settled on her shoulders. She had learned not to hope too much. Tom waited anxiously at home. "How was it?" he asked the moment she walked in. Emma simply smiled, not wanting to discuss potential disappointment. A week passed, then another. Emma continued her cleaning and evening classes, pushing away thoughts of the interview. Hope was a dangerous thing, she had learned. The phone call came on a rainy Thursday afternoon. Mr. Peterson's voice was professional, but warm. "We'd like to offer you the position," he said. The words took several moments to register. Emma's world shifted in that moment. A proper 9-to-5 job, with benefits. Enough money to properly support Tom, to continue her education, to breathe without constant financial panic. Tom's celebration was explosive. He hugged his sister, tears mixing with laughter. "You did it!" he shouted, spinning her around their small apartment. For the first time in years, their future looked bright. The new job changed everything. Better pay meant a warmer apartment, proper nutrition, hope. Emma could now afford evening university classes, proving that age and background were never true barriers to dreams. Her journey inspired others. Colleagues at her previous cleaning job heard her story. The community center, where she had learned computer skills, began sharing her experience as motivation for other adult learners. Mr. Williams beamed with pride when Emma shared the news. "I always knew you had it in you," he said, his eyes reflecting genuine happiness for her achievement. The transformation was more than professional. Emma walked differently, spoke with more confidence. The tired, uncertain woman was replaced by someone who understood her own strength. Her story became a testament to determination. Not a fairy tale of instant success, but a real journey of small steps, persistent effort, and unwavering hope. As night fell, Emma sat by the window watching Manchester's lights. Her brother studied nearby, her new work clothes pressed for the morning. For the first time in years, she felt something she had almost forgotten: complete peace. One woman's journey had rewritten an entire future. Part 5. A New Horizon. 2 years had passed since Emma's life-changing job interview. Her world had transformed beyond anything she could have imagined. The small administrative assistant role had become a stepping stone to something much bigger. Emma now worked as a junior office manager, her responsibilities growing with each passing month. The company recognized her unique skills, her ability to understand people, her meticulous approach to work, her genuine commitment to improvement. Tom had become an exceptional student. Inspired by his sister's journey, he excelled in his studies. University scholarships became a real possibility, something that seemed impossible just a few years earlier. His determination mirrored Emma's own resilience. The community center, where Emma had first learned computer skills, became her personal mission. She started volunteering, teaching evening classes for adults seeking to restart their careers. Her story became a beacon of hope for others struggling with similar challenges. Mr. Williams watched her transformation with pride. "You've become more than a student," he told her during one of her volunteer sessions. "You're now a mentor, showing others what's possible." Emma's approach to teaching was unique. She didn't just teach technical skills, she taught hope. Each class became a story of possibility, a reminder that limitations are often just illusions we create for ourselves. Her colleagues at work began to see her differently. What started as an administrative position had become a role of genuine influence. Emma's ability to understand people, to solve problems creatively, set her apart from others. Financial stability brought unexpected joys. Emma could now afford a small, warm apartment. She and Tom no longer worried about basic necessities. Weekends became times of connection, of planning, of dreaming about the future. The relationship between Emma and Tom had deepened. No longer just a provider, Emma was now a true partner in Tom's journey. They would spend evenings discussing his studies, his dreams, their shared hopes. Emma continued her own education. Evening university classes became a regular part of her life. She was studying business management, her dreams expanding beyond her current role. The woman who once felt invisible was now creating her own path. Her story spread through the community. Local newspapers picked up her journey, a tale of determination, of breaking through seemingly impossible barriers. Emma became a symbol of hope for many struggling adults. The community center began using her story in their promotional materials. "If Emma can do it, so can you," became a motivational message for adult learners. Her journey proved that age, background, and previous limitations were not final sentences. Tom's academic success became another chapter in their shared story. Scholarship offers started arriving, each one a testament to their combined determination. The young boy who once worried about supporting his sister was now creating his own opportunities. Emma's workplace became a different environment because of her. She introduced mentorship programs, worked to create opportunities for other employees, seeking to improve their skills. Her experience had taught her the value of support and opportunity. Weekends became times of reflection and planning. Emma and Tom would sit in their small apartment discussing future plans. University for Tom, further education for Emma, possibilities that once seemed like distant dreams. The transformation was complete, yet Emma knew the journey was ongoing. She had learned that life was not about reaching a final destination, but about continuous growth, about believing in oneself. Mr. Williams would often tell her, "You didn't just change your life, you've created a pathway for others." Emma understood the true meaning of those words. Her journey was never just about her own success, but about showing others what was possible. As Manchester's evening light filtered through their apartment window, Emma looked at her brother. Tom was studying, his future bright and full of promise. She thought about their journey, the struggles, the hope, the incredible transformation. Tears sometimes came, not of sadness, but of pure, overwhelming gratitude. They were tears of a woman who had discovered her own strength, who had rewritten her story one careful step at a time. The quiet girl who once felt invisible had become a beacon of hope. Emma's story was a reminder that with determination, support, and belief, anything was possible. One small step at a time, she had created an entirely new horizon.